In the misty village of Blackthorn, surrounded by dense, towering woods, there lived a man named Adrian Blackwood. By day, Adrian was charming, enigmatic, and well-liked by the villagers. He owned a small bookshop in the heart of Blackthorn, where he spent his days chatting with customers and recommending classic novels. But as night fell, Adrian's true nature emerged. He was a vampire, cursed with an eternal thirst for blood. The villagers were unaware of the darkness that lurked within him. Adrian had perfected the art of living a double life, feeding only on those who would not be missed and leaving no trace of his nocturnal activities. But despite his power and longevity, Adrian was tired of his cursed existence. He longed for the warmth of human companionship, something that seemed forever out of reach. Everything changed when a young woman named Evelyn Thorne arrived in Blackthorn. Evelyn was a journalist, drawn to the village by the strange disappearances that had plagued the area for years. Determined to uncover the truth, she began her investigation, digging into the village's history and the rumors that had been circulating for generations. Evelyn's beauty and intelligence caught Adrian's eye immediately. She was different from anyone he had ever met, fearless, inquisitive, and passionate. As she visited his bookshop more frequently, under the guise of researching for her articles, the two grew closer. Their conversations flowed effortlessly, and Adrian found himself drawn to her in a way he had never experienced before. Unbeknownst to Evelyn, she was falling in love with the very monster she sought to expose. Adrian, too, found himself torn between his growing affection for her and the dark secret that bound him to the night. He knew that if she discovered the truth, she would despise him, but the thought of living without her was unbearable. One night, while walking home from the bookshop, Evelyn was attacked by a mysterious figure in the woods. Adrian, sensing her danger, rushed to her aid, his vampire senses guiding him through the darkness. He arrived just in time to fend off the attacker, revealing his supernatural strength and speed in the process. Evelyn was shaken but unharmed, and Adrian escorted her home, his concern for her safety masking his fear that she had seen too much. As the days passed, Evelyn couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Adrian than met the eye. Her suspicions grew, but so did her feelings for him. She found herself caught in a web of intrigue and desire, unable to resist the pull of the enigmatic man who had saved her life. Meanwhile, Adrian was desperate to find a way to be with Evelyn without revealing his true nature. He remembered a long-lost artifact, a talisman, that had the power to temporarily turn a vampire into a mortal. It was said to be hidden in the ruins of an ancient castle deep within the Blackthorn forest, a place few dared to venture. Driven by his love for Evelyn, Adrian set out on a perilous journey to find the talisman. The castle was a place of horrors, filled with the remnants of dark magic and the spirits of those who had perished within its walls. As Adrian delved deeper into the ruins, he faced terrifying visions and dangerous traps, all designed to protect the talisman from those who sought it. After a grueling search, Adrian finally found the talisman, hidden within a chamber surrounded by the bones of those who had failed before him. He knew that using it would come at a great cost. It would strip him of his powers and leave him vulnerable, but it would also allow him to live a normal life, free from the curse that had plagued him for centuries. With the talisman in hand, Adrian returned to Blackthorn. He used its power, feeling the dark energy leave his body as he transformed into a mortal man. For the first time in centuries, he felt the warmth of the sun on his skin, the beating of a heart in his chest. He was finally free. Adrian proposed to Evelyn, confessing his love for her. Though she sensed there was still much he was not telling her, she accepted, moved by his sincerity and the deep connection they shared. The two were married in a small, intimate ceremony, with the villagers unaware of the darkness that had been lifted from their midst. But the story does not end there. As Adrian and Evelyn began their life together, shadows from his past began to re-emerge. The talisman's power was not permanent, and Adrian's transformation began to fade. The thirst returned, slowly at first, then with increasing intensity. Adrian struggled to hide his condition from Evelyn, fearful of losing the life they had built together. One fateful night, as the full moon hung high in the sky, Adrian could no longer control the beast within. He fled their home, disappearing into the woods to prevent himself from harming Evelyn. Desperate and heartbroken, Evelyn followed him, determined to save the man she loved. In the heart of the blackthorn forest, she found him a creature torn between his love for her and the hunger that consumed him. Evelyn, realizing the truth, did not run. Instead, she approached him, her heart breaking for the tortured soul before her. She knew there was only one way to save him. Using the last of the talisman's power, Evelyn made a pact with the dark forces that had cursed Adrian. She sacrificed her own humanity, binding herself to him in eternal darkness. Together they became creatures of the night, bound by love and cursed by fate. The villagers of Blackthorn whispered of the couple, who vanished into the woods, leaving behind only a cold, empty house. Some say they still roam the forest, their love as strong as ever, while others believe their story is a warning, a reminder that even in the darkest of places, love can bloom, but it comes at a terrible price. The legend of Adrian and Evelyn lives on, a tale of love, horror, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness.